Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this YouTube video. It's me, J Thyna, and today I'll be sharing with you some hot girl secrets. Here I have 6 tips, very basic, because nowadays we have slangs we use, we girls of the Gen Z. But I don't like to call myself Gen Z because there's still some principles that will save you and preserve your life. So these days, people don't even remember these things. People don't remember that after youthfulness, you have elderliness. They don't remember. But here, I'll share with you some of mine so you can take home with them. Yes, so the first is angel energy. You see people say this on their captions, angel energy, because they're pretty and all of that. But I see it as being polite and peaceful. And, because I get a lot of questions from young women because I got married early, they want to know how I achieved this. And it's, like I said, like I always say, it's not an achievement, but you still have to position yourself to enjoy whatever blessing God's going to send your way. So with this angel energy, I believe you literally need to be like an angel. Be calm, polite, sweet, and have a salvo that when people leave you, they remember that, oh yeah, no, I met this person. Incredible, incredible. Not that, she fine, but nothing to write up home about. So we need more young women who believe that having real angel energy is being polite, saying nice things to people, and not being cocky, and being peaceful, not malicious. Yeah. So number 2 is fine wine. Yeah. We have these captions. Basically everything I have here is with the captions we use these days. So we have these captions of where we use fine wine. And it's cute because, who doesn't want to be wine? Wine is like the most expensive drink if you ever want to have a party. But then, how a wine tastes is still peculiar to the wine. So how do you think of how you taste? Do you think of how you think? Because how you think is actually how you taste. The words that come out of you is really how you think. So when people have... The reason why you can have puff-puff and akara, you know that, no, this is puff-puff and this is akara, is because of the taste. So there is nowhere in the world where you go to with the fine wine personality that you won't stand out, that people won't know, you know what, no, her energy is incredible. You know what I mean? So how you taste and how you think matters a lot. I know people don't value all these things anymore, but it's still saving lives, it's still preserving young women, and I believe it's going to help you if you consider and get scriptures on how to, become a tasteful person and become a thoughtful person. Number 3 is trophy girl. We have some people, when Rihanna dropped the Fenty Beauty with trophy wife highlighter, I really wanted to get it because, who doesn't want to be a trophy babe? But you see, it doesn't end there to be trophy. You have to be prayerful and prosperous, and 2 of them work together at the same time. So when I was thinking about this, thinking trophy, and it's like being achieving, And one thing that has helped me to become a better person has been my prayer life. One thing that has put me where I am today, has preserved me in many ways. Many ways. It's my prayer life. And yesterday, we're having a conversation, myself, my husband, and our counselors, and they were like, when you build altars with prayer, it preserves you even when you are asleep. When you don't need to wake up and carry your Bible and be hitting, hallelujah, hallelujah. You don't need all of that because you've raised an altar above every other principalities and power. You've raised an altar over your family. So yeah, that's what I see as trophy girl. And I will never forget the first time I met my husband. No, not the first time, but when we started becoming friends. I really wanted to know if he was a prayer person, if he was a praying man. So what I said, do you pray in tongues? And he said, yes. I said, oh, very good, though. And then we had this prayer. I literally felt him in the same room as me, someone who was over there in the UK. I felt him in the same room with me. Why? Because prayer is like the most powerful, if not the most powerful tool on earth that can arrange things. Because life is first spiritual before it's physical. So how is it possible not to, have prayer in your life? You need this tool, you need this equipment for life. In my bag, yeah. So I have this video where I was sharing about how God prepared me for marriage, and I was talking about how I used to be so lavish and spending money anyhow. So in my bag is one very vital tool that women need. We need it. We need it badly, and it's to make, manage, and multiply money. You need to know how to make, manage, and multiply money. It's one thing to make, it's another thing to manage it. It's another. I know I used to earn a lot when I had my business, I had my spa. I used to earn so much. One thing that saved me was I was also a giving person. I'm also a giving person. So I was always giving to God, giving in God's house. So I didn't have so many shaky days or shaky times, because when I call God, he answers. But with saving and planning, if you check through the Bible, you see this everywhere in the Bible, where he gave some 5, he gave some 2, he gave one, and he wanted to see what they had done with it. So you need to know how to multiply and save money. It helped me, and it's still helping me. I remember one time, while I was dating my husband, he was going to come to Nigeria, and he just sent me one very big money like this for me to hold for him. And I was surprised. Literally, guys, they blocked my bank. My bank blocked my account, because that kind of money had never entered my account before. But he was able to trust me, even though he hadn't met me. He was able to trust me that this money will even multiply in our hands than go down. And he keeps saying it, saying it. And we see it happen. Like when he asks me, when I tell him, guess how much is in the account? And I tell him, he say, how is it multiplying? I said, hey, ask God. But, being resourceful, he says a lot, being resourceful. I like to eat out, I like to go out, but I want to also cook at home. I want to also save money. You're going to have children, you're going to have a lot of things. So you need this skill, very important. And I see my mom do it every day of her life. So it's a very important tool for we women, and men too. It's not just women alone. Men and women should learn how to save, invest, and multiply money. And the 6th one we have here, if it's not the 5th, is the 5th. Dream girl. This is very deep and long, and I'm glad it's the last of my list. Being a dream girl is basically having vision and virtue, because when you see those Vogue magazines of dream girls, you see them using the most expensive things and the fashionable things. It's good. Being a child of God does not exclude you from being fashionable or being hot or being everything you need to be in your field of work. But now you need to have vision. You need to have things that make you want to see tomorrow. You get, so that when you meet your husband or you meet your partner, it's easy for them to know, oh, she's going towards this area. Let me see if I can follow her, or I'll tell her, no, I can't go with you. So it's very definite. When I met my husband, I was very sure of what I wanted to do. I had my dreams, I had my visions, they were all intact. And I told him, this is what I want to do. By the time I'm 35, I want to be here, I want to do this. And he was like, yes. He wasn't intimidated. I always used to tell him, how are you not intimidated by me? Because I'm more of the risk taker and the rugged one. And his heart is so pure and kind, he doesn't even want to hurt a fly. Me, I will hurt that fly if I will see the fly's feather to sew clothes with it. That's like how I live my life. And how I can be. He's looking at me, oh my gosh, Papa. So, like I said, I was, what was I saying? Please remind me. Yeah, having vision and virtue. You can't afford to be with someone who doesn't have visions. Now, theirs may not be like yours, but they have to complement yours. I wanted to know if he doesn't mind me traveling the world to tour for my music. I wanted to know all these things, because these are visions God has given to me personally. So I wanted to know if this person God has brought into my life is really who God has brought. Because if it's God who brings them, they will support you all the way. I've met people who didn't support my music, who thought, oh, I'm better off a skincare person, or I'm better off a masseuse. No, I can do that and still send messages, still share with my music. And that's something that I'm so grateful I never let go of. Because even though I still have, because I was in the studio one day and someone said, for female musicians to get married is not a good idea because their husband will not let them go to the studio and their children will not. My husband wants me to go to the studio. In fact, when he was going to visit me, the first time he visited me, he brought his studio equipment so I could record my EP. That's how, vision can help you. Because if I met him and I said, it's good, I love you, and forget that God made me, he designed me for a definite reason, then I won't tell him all of this. I won't tell him with the conviction that I have. So having vision and virtue, knowing who you are, there's so many things I can't do. Like Pastor M will say, my pastor's wife, she will say, oh, that's me, I cannot. And that's one thing that has preserved me in many ways. Other females may do it. I will not. I cannot. And there's no amount of money that can do that for me. There's no amount of money that can change, my stance on these things. So when I met my husband, like he was saying, he was like, oh, do you make gospel music or you just make every kind of music? I said, I only make gospel music. And if it's not gospel, I'm not going to make it. I'd rather stay broke than live for other people. Because then I wasn't earning as much as I'm earning now with my music. But I was definite that I will not sign to a label who wants me to make another kind of music or even write another kind of music that's not glorifying God. Because He gave me mind, heart, and spirit. So why will I use it to glorify the devils? You know what I mean? And the truth is, this world is actually deeper than we see. It's deeper than young people see. God is real. And I didn't plan to say this, but I feel it's so strong in my heart to say God is real. And heaven is real. And hellfire is real. And the people who Savior, they will not make it to heaven. And there is no other way around it. So the reason why I'm rugged in my faith is that I've had close experiences where I thought I would not make it. I didn't plan to say this. Oh my gosh. Should I say this? I have literally died before, and my soul wasn't going to go to heaven. But God saved me. I've literally been in coma for a whole day. Couldn't move, couldn't breathe. And I'm here sitting here telling you that if Jesus did not come to my rescue, I'll be far gone, far gone. So He saved me from so many things. And these same things that He saved me from, I know people who are struggling with them. If they can only accept Jesus, it will be better. That's why I'm shooting this video. That's why I had to start YouTube, because His ministry for me is not fame. I remember recently telling my husband, I don't want to be famous. I just want Jesus to be glorified. And he said, you can't be. He was just saying, you'll be fine. I said, I don't want to be famous. I look up to my pastor a lot, and I see how God is enlarging His coast day by day. But I don't think I want to be that famous like my pastor. And he said, you will influence people. Now, you can keep your life private, but, don't be afraid of fame. Because I really thought that everybody who is famous just, removes God. But I've seen people now that I'm older who make God the forefront of their life, and they can't be involved with anything that is not in God. I used to be so scared, but now I'm so grateful that God has given me examples of people who are doing it excellently well, and they're not cutting short of their values. So I hope you're blessed by this video. Keep sharing, subscribe if you haven't. What are you waiting for? Subscribe, tell your friends, tell everyone that J Thyna now has YouTube. And she's telling the truth as much as she knows it. So remain blessed, remain beautiful. Bye.